Hello, and welcome to VOD of Consciousness with Sientir. I am Sientir, and I have completely forgotten to plug my Patreon. You can support me at patreon.com/Sientir. Oh well. So last time we did a bunch of random stuff here in the Catacombs. Ooh, let's see what's over this way. Oh, here's an actual statue to Grenth. You can see when we have favor, Grenth is like all misty and stuff. And I don't know, do these things have avatars pop up and say hi? Is it kneel or bow? Wow, that's an elaborate bow. Okay, well, whatever. I have a quest that I can turn in to Necromancer Moon, but she's like off in a random spot. So I'm going to pop back to Ashford Abbey and talk to her with what we're doing with that. There's also a bunch of random junk in my inventory that I kind of want to not have in my inventory. So in the interest of not having a bunch of random junk in my inventory, I'm going to sell it. I don't need these skeletal limbs. I don't think I'll hang on to the bone for now. Most of the stuff is just not worth anything. Bones are crafting materials, and that's useful, but but I can talk to the Necromancer this way and clear out my inventory of junk. So that sounds like win-win to me. And over here is the Necromancer. Appeasing the spirits wasn't so difficult after all, was it? Learning to understand the dead is the first step in understanding the art of the Necromancer. Why they have kind of like two things, I don't know. This is just some random useless Grimcesta. Gives you potentially up to 10 armor, though, which is not bad. So I actually want to go around behind whatever the heck this little broken structure is. You can see it's actually pretty open here right now. But I want to go around behind that because that gets me towards where I'm trying to go, which is to these gargoyles. I'm not sure if I'm going to need to... How much I'm going to need to harvest from these gargoyles. The gargoyles can drop their skull, which is often useful. I'm going to actually use Frenzy right now because I don't mind taking slightly more damage for in turn dealing a good bit more damage. There's a statue to Grenth here with a more powerful gargoyle, the Shatter Gargoyle, as opposed to these like regular ones. But I want to continue on down this way. I'm not going over there. That's too many gargoyles. Axes have a really high range of damage, by the way, so I'm not surprised to see some of that incredible level of variance. Frenzy is not a skill I typically use in PvE because it doubles the damage you take, which is usually not good. But if you're taking like 1 damage, it doesn't matter much. And having the increased attack rate is really helpful, as you can see. There's a gargoyle skull. So I'm not sure. So this is one of the things that they did in the game. Different collectors will give you different things for different items in terms of like armor pieces. So you can get mostly a set of a slightly better armor, like +2 AL armor, which is frankly it's pretty insignificant. But you can nonetheless get it. And it frankly would probably make more sense than this with its random boob window. But mind you, I actually kind of like the appearance of this armor, relatively speaking, but it doesn't make much sense. Anyway, +2 armor level is not very much, but regardless, the point remains that different collectors will give you those pieces. So, depending upon your profession. So, oh, and there's the Tomb Nightmare again, by the way. Yeah. So the point that I'm trying to get at is I'm not sure if I need gargoyle skulls for a piece of armor for this character, and if I do, I don't know what piece it would be. So that's what I was trying to get at, and taking a very long time to get there. Yeah. So we're just traveling through this underground place filled to the brim with gargoyles. I mean, I feel like this is filled to the brim. Like, I'm stopping every few seconds to take out a gargoyle, so. Hey! I took out enough gargoyles that I can level up. So I want to put these into Axe Mastery just to get my axe skills a bit better. When I can get 9 points in a weapon, that's where our damage will really start climbing. So I actually think I want to go this way. The catacombs are kind of a confusing place, but I think there's a bunch of random stuff over there. So let's go ahead and look over there, see what's going on. Got another gargoyle skull, which, as I indicated, may be useful. May not be. Yeah, okay, this is just some weird water area. There's, I think there's some quest that takes you down in here. There's a bunch of shatter gargoyles, which might be really bad for me to fight. This might be a terrible idea. 17 damage is not impressive. On the other hand, my axe is doing perfectly reasonable amounts of damage. So, I don't know. I'll accept the perfectly reasonable amount. Oh, we're running out of inventory space. That's okay. So I'm not going to venture deeper into this particular spot because it's not quite the direction I was looking to go. And I do need to clear out my inventory of random junk. I'm going to go this way because I think this way actually leads the way that I was wanting to go. The catacombs are an extremely enormous map. I think they get away with it just by having it be super twisty so they can not render most of it, as it were. I mean, it's just, those things are just worth a few gold anyway. How am I doing? 96? I need to get up to 100 gold so I can afford the item. We're going to start running into some spiders up here, if I remember correctly. Or maybe that's a different spot. It might be a different spot. I don't know. This place is confusing. That's what I'm getting at. But one of the things that I really like about it is it serves as kind of an odd underground network connecting various parts of Ascalon, which I think is really cool. And I like that feature. You can get around, at least through a part of it, of Ascalon. Ooh, 5 gold is going to bring us up over the 100 we need to be able to identify stuff. But you can use this to kind of get around Ascalon a little bit, which I think is really sweet. Okay, any one of these things is just not worth as much as this purple dye. Purple dye, it means that I can dye some of my new armor purple. There's a bajillion gargoyles here. Carlene's the collector for their skulls, if anyone was wondering. And you'll notice that that takes us out to Green Hills County. So we're going to be going through that, but we need to depopulate some gargoyles here first. Maybe? Actually, let's go ahead and talk to Carlene. As if I don't have a use for gargoyle skulls... Oh, nope, I do. 5 skulls to get some Crichton boots. So, let's go ahead and take out a few more of the gargoyles around here. I just need 2 more skulls to be able to get myself some boots. And if they drop gold coins, you know, more's the better. I know this isn't the most compelling thing to watch, but, you know, just need 1 more skull, so maybe one of these guys will drop their skull. Trophies are kind of a weird idea in games. It's a way of giving the player money without making everything gold drops, you know? But I like it when they can give them an additional purpose or benefit like they do with the collector system in this game. There we go. That's all we needed. The collector system in this game is really cool in that it allows you to be able to... It allows the developers to be able to give players a way of acquiring useful gear without having to specifically buy it, so it allows them to be able to acquire it a different way. We're going to go ahead and put on our Crichton boots. They're no longer purple. I'm going to get rid of these ringmail boots because they're not worth any money, and they're just going to take up inventory space. So we're going to slowly acquire Crichton gear over our course of journeying through this area. But here we are. We pop out over here, and this is the portal that I was pointing to when we were at Duke Barradin's place. So we're going to go ahead and make our way just along the side here, just, you know, because why not? And go back to Duke Barradin's merchant, Riley, as you may recall, or may not. I don't know. Up to you. And we're going to go talk to our friendly merchant so we can get rid of this giant pile of stuff in our inventory. Because I have too much stuff in my inventory. That's what I'm getting at. That's what I'm getting at. Oh, a bunch of people here. Okay. So, I don't need this hornbow. I don't need this cleaver. This. And I want an identification kit. Okay, so what I want to show is a couple of things. First of all, see this Grimcest is worth 10 gold. If I identify, it goes up to 13. That's actually worth it. This longbow becomes highly salvageable, which is a useful trait. This becomes... Okay, so that didn't get anything useful. And that got improved sale value, so it went up from being worth like 3 gold or 2 gold or whatever to being worth 57. It's probably 7 gold initially or something. I don't know. But that's going to be sold. That's going to be sold. This longbow should be salvaged, and this is going to be sold. The longsword I want to hang on to. I do want to go ahead and buy one of these cheap salvage kits, though. So I can salvage that. This is highly salvageable, which means 5 wood, which is, in my opinion, not particularly impressive, but here we are. We got ourselves some crafting materials. I'm going to go ahead and swap that around there. Okay. So, let's see. What other quests do we have? So, I can talk to more trainers. Let's see. Devour egg would be helpful. Actually, let's go ahead and do this one. That seems pretty reasonable. So that's from Ashford Abbey. And you can see there's still plenty of people hanging around in this area. I'm going to drink some water now. Okay. Water's delicious. We can get more beautiful flowers. It doesn't do any good for us. Oh, the last item is a locket. Where is that locket? There's a beautiful locket somewhere, and I forget where it is. That's the last beautiful item, though. Anyway, we need to go talk to Devona to deal with these nuisance threatening Grawl. We don't want to have... Here they are. So Devona, what do you got for us? So she has a couple of quests. One is Tithe for Ashford Abbey. The other is Opposition to the King. She says, courage is the true hallmark of an Ascalonian. That's what I believe. My father died defending the Great Wall, and if I have the chance, I'll do the same. This is something you'd like to talk about. So Tithe for Ashford Abbey. She says, you've shown yourself to be courageous and trustworthy. I could use your help. With so many bandits and troublemakers around these days, Brother Menlo has asked for my help in collecting the tithe for Ashford Abbey. Duke Barradin is especially generous to the church, and I suspect bandits will attempt to intercept his donation. Can you get Barradin's tithe from his man Grasden and deliver it to me? Grasden will be in Green Hills County north of here. This will give us a skill point, which is useful for buying skills, but anyway. I'll do what I can to help. In opposition to the king. It's sad. These royalist fools oppose King Adalbern because he was not born into nobility. They forget that it was Adalbern who saved us from the guild wars and the old king, Grenth be Just, who nearly brought Ascalon to ruin. The royalists hope to depose Adalbern and place Duke Barradin on the throne, but no one dares implicate the duke in their actions. I'd like you to go to Green Hills County and search for signs of support for the royalists. Head north until you find a road to Green Hill County and talk to at least 3 people there. Sound them out to see if they have royalist sentiments. One warning though, do not talk to War Master Grast. At the slightest mention of disloyalty to Adalbern, he's likely to crush your skull. I'll see what I can do. Okay, so right now we want to do Trouble in the Woods. Both of those require us to go up to here. So there's basically a couple of NPCs right there. We saw them that we can talk to, and that will kind of do those. But she says, the Grawl have been mustering south of the bridge. Let's see if we can turn them back. Follow me. You can see as soon as I started moving it, it closed the dialogue, which is why I was hesitant to do that. So let's go ahead and follow Devona. She's level 5. She'll be level 20 later in life. But for now, she's level 5. So here you can see a couple of important things. So there's a Vatlaw Doomtooth. She says, what is that char doing south of the wall? So that's a really good question. What is that char doing south of the wall? Let's go ahead and animate. Ourselves a minion. Vatlaw Doomtooth is, interestingly enough, I believe canonically the father of the hero Pyre Fierce Shot. Oh, they have Infuse Health. Infuse Health is... It's one of those skills that's technically very powerful, but also extremely risky. Basically, it is a very strong... Did Devona just level up? No, I saw the level up thing. Oh, that was interesting. But anyway, as I was saying, Infuse Health sacrifices half of your current amount of health to heal the target ally for a bit over 100% of it. So the exact amount scales based upon your healing pairs. But basically it allows you to have a very, very powerful heal. It has a quarter-second cast time, no recharge. But the downside is it literally costs you half your health. So it's a very powerful, quick heal, but it's also very dangerous to yourself to use. It has its uses, don't get me wrong, but you have to, when you're trying to use it, be very careful. So she says, I think the village is safe for now. The Grawl are not very intelligent, but even they understand a show of force. What really troubles me is the presence of that Char Ranger. Could he be inciting the Grawl to attack for some reason? I will warn Rurik of this threat. Thank you for your aid. So yeah, she gives us some experience points. So we have successfully defended the village from Grawl. Now we have a couple more quests as well. That's going to go ahead and conclude it for us today. Next time, I think it's going to be time to get ourselves some Devourer eggs. So until then, everyone, take care. Bye-bye.